Hey everyone, this is Carrie from Elmhurst University, and we are back with another How to EU video. As a quick refresher, this is essentially a series of videos where we go over all things Elmhurst University and the admission and enrollment process. For the topic of this video, we are going to be going over the housing process, so sort of touching base on the housing deposit as well as the housing application. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, so first things first, this is honestly one of the best places to start to do anything, our website. This is a wealth of information, and honestly, when in doubt, try two things. Try this website or your admission counselor. Specifically, though, you're going to want to start in the My Elmhurst student portal, which you can always access via this My Elmhurst button up here in the right-hand corner. Let's go ahead and head there. Now, at this point in the admission cycle, I just kind of want to point out the two different portals that you might be used to. We have this guy right here, which is the My Elmhurst student portal, and then you may have also logged into what's called the Virtual Blue Jay Roost. Now, they are separate portals. The Virtual Blue Jay Roost is essentially your status update application center, and the My Elmhurst student portal is where you're going to be able to access everything you need for enrollment, registration, financial aid. It's all going to be in this guy up here. Now, accessing this portal, you're going to want to make sure that you activate it. You'll get an email from our Office of Information Services after you're admitted. It should go to the email address that you put on your application or the email address that we have on file. And you're going to want to follow those instructions, get it activated. If you didn't get it, check your spam, check your junk. And if you still can't find it, when in doubt, just let your admission counselor know. The link for the activation does expire about a month after it is sent out. So if that is the case for you as well, again, contact your admission counselor and we can get you in touch with the service desk in the Office of Information Services. Alrighty, so now that we are sure you have the correct login information, we are going to direct our attention to the admitted students section. Now we have current students, we have employees, we're not going there, we're going straight to admitted students. So let's do that. When you're logging in, make sure you have your E-number, that is your student ID. Contact your admission counselor if you need it. Make sure you have that little E at the beginning and go ahead and sign in. Now, lots of information here. The center, I would argue, is the most important part. Has all of our different platforms for things like advising, eTree, My Housing, placement test, and then down here in the right-hand corner, we have TouchNet, which is essentially our billing center, and it is where you can make deposits and payments. Now, one important note with the housing process is that you must pay the tuition deposit before you can even start the housing process. If you have any questions about the tuition deposit, we do have a handy dandy video where we previously went over how to make that deposit. You can check that out. I'll link it in the description, but TouchNet is where you're going to do that. It is also where you can make the housing deposit. Again, must have the tuition deposit done first, but then you could go in and make your housing deposit as well. You do have to do it 2 separate times, so that is a sort of tip there. But we're going to go into TouchNet, let that load a little bit, and here's that home page. The deposit specifically can be found up here under where it says deposits. So let's go ahead and head there. One other little point when you were looking at that home page is that my account might look slightly different from your account, but all of the functions, the general functions are the same. Submitting the housing deposit is going to be pretty simple. You're just going to want to follow the directions on the screen. So for term, students watching the video when it is uploaded, it's going to be 2025 fall, select. Then you're going to want to make sure that you click housing deposit, not graduate, not undergraduate, but the housing deposit, and hit select. From here, you're just going to get a quick summary of the deposit that you are making, the fact that it's the housing deposit, the fact that it's non-refundable, and that it will be held in your account so that it will be applied towards your bill, and then also just the term and the amount. It is $150, so just confirm that all this information is correct and that you are happy with it and hit continue. From here, you're going to put in your payment method. Now, you have a few options. You can pay with a credit card. You can add a saved payment method by going into your profile and then clicking on payment profile. You could add a checking or a savings account and then save that as your payment method. Or for one-time payments, you can enter electronic check and put in your checking or savings account there. Regardless of what you select, you're going to put that in, you're going to hit continue. You're going to get this sort of summary here of everything. And then continue to enter your actual payment information. Now, there is going to be a slight processing fee if you choose to put in a credit card, so just keep that in mind and pick whichever option is going to be the best for you. Go on ahead and put in your payment information. Now, couple of troubleshooting tips. Sometimes with the credit card, the PayPass service, it might time out. If that's the case, refresh and try again. If you are still experiencing issues, maybe try using a different web browser. And honestly, again, when in doubt, email your admission counselor or the Office of Student Financial Services if you're running into any other issues. We are here to help. We want to make this process as easy as possible for you. So just let us know. Once the payment is processed, though, you will have the ability to print your receipt. You'll also have the ability to send it to yourself, just for those kind of record-keeping purposes, if you so desire. Otherwise, it'll take maybe 24 to 40 hours for that payment to process within the university. And once it does, you'll be in a place where you should be able to access the housing application. Now, you first have to make sure that the housing application is open, and depending on the time in the cycle, it may not be yet available. But if you have made the housing deposit, it has been processed, and the housing application is available and open, both those things combined are going to give you the ability to file the housing application and do all those necessary steps to live on campus. So going back to the portal here, getting out of TouchNet, going back to this page, I do want to show you a little bit about the My Housing Center, which is where you can access the housing application as well as residential life details, meal plan, those types of things. All of that is going to live in the My Housing section. So that icon sort of on the right-hand side there, let it load, let it cook, takes a second. But here we are in the My Housing Center. There's me as an undergraduate student. I am an alumni. But all of your basic info is going to be here on this home page. So when you do have a room selection, when you do have an assignment, when you have a meal plan, that is all going to live on this home page. Questions, concerns, you can contact the Office of Residence Life. They are open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So again, contact us, call your admission counselor, call Res Life. We are here to help you. You have your housing deposit in, the housing application is open. You are going to find it here under where it says applications or solicitud de vivienda. Now, it's not open for me right now, but you'll find a few standard things on the housing application when you are doing it from your end. It'll ask about living, lifestyle preferences, roommate preferences, those types of things. And it's also going to ask about building preference. Now, we house students based on best fit. This is the opportunity to put your preference in, but it's of course not a guarantee that you're going to get that top choice. So just keep that in mind. But if you have a preference, feel free to put it in here. Alrighty, and that is all that I have for you. Tips and tricks step-by-step on how to access the housing deposit and the housing application. Just to sort of finish with a broad overview timeline, the housing application usually opens up in February, so if you're watching this video when it is uploaded, it should be available now. Otherwise, the priority housing application deadline is May 1st. Now, this is for incoming fall students, and this May 1st deadline is essentially for us to guarantee you your housing assignment. So if you get in your housing application by that deadline, by May 1st, you should then receive your initial housing assignments by the following July. All this information is going to come through via email, so you're going to want to keep an eye out there. And if you're looking for any specific status updates, you can also always reach out to your admission counselor to see if they have any information. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have any other questions, we are here. Please reach out to the Office of Admission. You can contact our general email, which is admin@elmhurst.edu. Again, admin@elmhurst.edu, or give us a call at 630-617-3400. Also reach out to your admission counselor. We are here to be your Elmhurst BFF and help you through this process. A lot of us are alumni. A lot of us have been doing this for a while. So please, 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 whenever you have questions, whenever you have concerns, if you just want to chat, we are here for you. Hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.